Hello guys, this is Real Recaps. In this video, I will talk about a 2024 American science fiction slasher film, Time Cut. Before we start, I hope you will like and subscribe to the channel. On April the 18th, 2003, the Spring Fling party is in full swing in the town of Sweetly. Summer, who is about to join the party, is stopped by Quinn, who asks how she is doing. She confides that she feels awful because her friend Emmy was recently killed. Quinn apologizes and attempts to give her a letter, but before he can, Ethan pulls Summer inside the party. Ethan gains everyone's attention and proposes a toast to his deceased friends Val, Emmy, and Brian, expressing his hope that the Sweetly slasher will soon be apprehended, dedicating the party to them. The crowd cheers and returns to the festivities. Meanwhile, the police catch wind of the party and drive over to disperse it due to a curfew imposed to prevent any further incidents from the Sweetly slasher. Summer confronts Ethan, questioning how everyone can act normal when she misses Emmy so much. Ethan admits he feels the same but says the party is meant to help them forget. Just then, someone pushes Ethan and he accidentally spills his drink on Summer, and she leaves silently. As the police arrive to clear out the party, Summer slips into an upstairs bathroom to clean her dress and apply lip gloss. Suddenly, a masked man appears behind her and thrusts a knife in her direction, which she narrowly dodges before sprinting away. She shouts for help, but the noise from the party drowns out her cries. Desperate, she hides in a nearby barn, climbing up to the roof to avoid detection. However, the jingle of her belt gives her away, and the masked assailant strikes, injuring her. She tries to escape, but he finally catches her and kills her. Fast forward 20 years, and we meet Lucy, who wakes up from a dream. She narrates that since her sister's death, a void has consumed her life. She learns she's been accepted into NASA's internship program. Lucy reveals that the Sweetly slasher went on a 3-day killing spree from April 16th to April 18th. Claiming 4 teenage victims, including her sister, and was never apprehended, leaving a permanent scar on the town. She reaches her school and informs her professor, Mr. Fleming, about the internship. He asks if she's told her parents, but Lucy hesitates, as it is her sister's death anniversary. Mr. Fleming, who knew Summer, expresses empathy, acknowledging how difficult this day must be. Lucy confides that, having been born after her sister's death, she feels disconnected and doubts her parents will let her leave for Washington, D.C., for 3 months. He encourages her to try, emphasizing the importance of taking charge of her future. As Lucy leaves the classroom, she sees the memorial pictures of the deceased students on a hallway wall, her sister among them. Later at home, Lucy visits her sister's room, exploring the items left behind. She finds a loose floorboard and discovers a stash of letters underneath, choosing one to read. Just then, her mother enters, prompting Lucy to pretend she was waiting for her. The family heads to breakfast, where a waitress, noticing Lucy's resemblance to Summer, becomes emotional. After breakfast, her father inquires about her life, and she mentions the NASA internship. Her parents are unenthusiastic and suggest she work at her father's nuclear company instead. After breakfast, they visit Summer's memorial at the barn where she was killed to pay their respects. Lucy's mother asks if she has something to offer to Summer's memory. Not knowing her sister well, Lucy hadn't thought to bring anything. She goes to the car to find items in her bag to offer to Summer, then decides to offer the necklace she is wearing instead. As she about to takes off her necklace, she hears a loud static sound coming from the barn and goes to investigate, discovering what appears to be a time machine. Curious, she touches the machine, which displays the date April the 16th, 2003, before a portal opens. She steps outside and realizes everything looks as it did in the past. The barn is in perfect condition, her sister's memorial is gone, and there is no signal on her phone. Shocked, she realizes she has traveled back in time to 2003. Deciding to find Mr. Fleming, she heads to the school, noticing the early 2000s style of clothing. She sees her sister Summer approaching with friends, listening from behind a wall as they talk. Summer appears to have broken up with Ethan after dating him for 2 years, and Lucy recalls a letter with an initial E, concluding that it must be from Ethan. She asks Mr. Fleming about time travel, and during their conversation, Quinn drops a glass. Mr. Fleming introduces Quinn as a physics prodigy, and Quinn warns her that meddling with time can lead to paradoxes with devastating consequences. The bell rings, and they exit the classroom. Lucy then notices Ethan and his friends dragging Quinn outside, preparing to throw him into the river as part of a senior tradition. Realizing that one of the girls present is Emmy, a victim of the Sweetly slasher, Lucy steps in, pushing Ethan away. A teacher arrives, dispersing the crowd. Lucy tells Quinn she's from the future and needs his help, but he's skeptical until she unlocks her smartphone using Face ID. Outside, Lucy sees Summer and Emmy arguing. Lucy takes Quinn to the barn and shows him the time machine. He questions her choice of April 16th, and Lucy is startled to remember that this is the day the Sweetly slasher first struck. They bring the time machine to Quinn's garage and try to activate the machine again, but it fails. Lucy explains that they need a canister from the company her father works for to power it. She then asks if it is wise to change the past, but Quinn insists that it will create a paradox in timeline. When Quinn has to head out to his job, Lucy asks for a lift to her house to retrieve her father's key card, surprising him, as he just realizes that Lucy is Summer's sister. Despite his hesitation, Quinn introduces Lucy to Summer, and suggests that she can assist Summer with her homework. Lucy enters Summer's house, and Lucy, feeling nostalgic, takes in her surroundings. Summer introduces Lucy to her lively parents, who will be helping her with her studies. Unlike in the future, they are vibrant and engaged with their family. During dinner, Lucy asks if her mom always cooks like this, and her mom replies that cooking with Summer is one of her favorite times together, a sad contrast to the future, where she's stopped cooking altogether. Summer then asks if she can go to the mall with friends that evening, but her parents deny her, urging her to focus on her studies. Outside, Lucy reflects on how different Summer's family is from her own. Summer admits it's not always perfect, as she struggles academically, though Quinn has offered to help her with her homework. She notices Lucy's clothes are out of style and suggests they play dress up. During this, Lucy sees a photo of Brian and Val and asks Summer if they've been close friends for long. Summer says yes, mentioning she's known Val since she was 5, and wishes she could introduce Lucy to them. Lucy then asks Summer if she would stop something bad from happening now, even if it could cause trouble later. Summer says she would, and Lucy abruptly leaves for the mall, knowing a murder will take place there soon. At the mall, Lucy hears an announcement that it will close in 5 minutes. She spots Ethan, who mocks her, and then finds Quinn, who works at the mall. She asks if he's seen Val and Brian. He says they were just there buying a CD and headed to the 3rd floor. On the 3rd floor, Val goes to try on clothes while Brian drops the CD. As he searches for it in the dark, the masked killer appears, breaks the CD, and kills him with it. Val, emerging to find Brian dead, panics as she spots the killer and hides. Lucy arrives to help her, and they both flee, but Val trips, and the killer fatally smashes her head. Lucy screams for help, but a security guard is also killed by the killer. Lucy and Quinn escape the mall, and at Quinn's house, Lucy laments that the guard's death wasn't supposed to happen. When Quinn asks if the killer was caught, she reveals he never was and that her mom always suspected Ethan, though he had alibis. The next morning, Lucy searches her house for a name card but is caught by Summer, who demands answers about her sudden disappearance and her friends' deaths. Lucy confesses she's from the future and is Summer's sister, though Summer initially doesn't believe her, especially since Lucy wasn't born yet. Lucy shows her the letter she found under Summer's floorboard, predicting it will be given to her by Ethan, and then leaves. Back at Quinn's garage, they work on getting Lucy back to her time, realizing they need more antimatter. Quinn expresses sadness about her leaving, and Lucy admits she's not eager to return, revealing her loneliness. Summer, meanwhile, finds the same letter in her locker, as Lucy predicted, and confronts her in Quinn's garage, now believing her story. Summer asks about her future, and Lucy reassures her that she has a bright one, avoiding the truth that the murders remain unsolved. Summer, horrified, asks who the killer's next target will be, and Lucy hesitantly answers, Emmy. Summer pleads with Quinn for help, and he agrees, motivated by his crush on Summer. The three head to the Marine Museum, where Emmy works. After failing to reach her by phone, they split up to find her. Summer spots Emmy and yells for her to be careful. Quinn and Lucy join them, and they manage to get Emmy safely to her house. Outside, Lucy confesses that Summer is next, and they vow to protect her. Later at a hotel, Lucy realizes that the letter might be from Emmy, not Ethan, due to Emmy's affectionate behavior towards Summer. Summer admits she's scared of coming out to her parents, but Lucy reassures her that same-gender marriage will be legal in the future. Their conversation is interrupted by a waitress, and Lucy ends up spending the night at Summer's house. In the morning, while preparing to swipe a key card, Lucy's father invites her to breakfast. The family excitedly asks about her summer plans, and she mentions her NASA internship. They assume her parents must be proud, though she knows that's not the case. She then casually asks if they plan on having another child. They assure her they're happy with Summer. Lucy thanks them, takes the card, and heads to Quinn's garage, where she finds a love letter Quinn wrote for her sister. Just then, Quinn enters, and she tells him she has the name card. When she mentions that if Summer survives, she'll never be born, Quinn accuses her of being selfish and leaves. Lucy tells Summer the same truth, explaining that her own existence has always been tied to Summer and that their parents tried to fill the void left by her loss with Lucy. She now understands why her parents feel the way they do, admitting she would be devastated to lose Summer, too. She assures Summer she has a plan and asks her to trust her. That night, Lucy sneaks into her father's office to obtain the antimatter canister, joined by Quinn. Meanwhile, at the spring fling party, Summer arrives with Ethan, who raises a toast to their deceased friends. Summer boldly kisses Emmy in front of everyone, apologizing for not doing it sooner. Spotting the killer, she heads to the barn. Lucy and Quinn find a missing canister and the security guard dead, concluding the killer is from the future and has his own time machine. They take the canister and run. When the killer attempts to murder Summer, Lucy and Quinn arrive just in time, hitting him with their car. The killer removes his mask, revealing an older version of Quinn. Shocked, they flee to Quinn's garage, where Quinn assures Lucy he'd never hurt anyone, and she believes him. As they power the time machine, the older Quinn appears and explains how he became resentful after being humiliated by his classmates and feeling scorned by Summer. He decided to kill her and her friends, then escape through time. With the machine fully charged, Quinn takes Summer outside, while Lucy and the older Quinn travel back to 2024, where she kills him, retrieves the canister, and returns to 2003. Back in 2003, Lucy feels she finally belongs. Her parents in the future no longer recognize her since Summer is alive. Summer and Emmy are now married, and Lucy applies for a 2003 NASA internship, finding her own happily ever after. The end. Thanks for watching.